In addition to war and crime and cruelty, we have to worry about environmental problems, about pollution, the growing hole in the ozone layer, the greenhouse effect, and global warming. I talked about the problems of the human population explosion and deforestation and starvation in Africa. Of course, there are similar problems in very many parts of the world. Gradually, as more and more human babies are born and people live longer and longer, more and more of the wild places disappear, and more wild animals lose their homes and usually their lives. It all seems a bit grim, doesn't it? In fact, in fact, a lot of scientists believe that there is no hope for us. They tell us that we have destroyed and hurt so much that nature cannot recover. And there are other people who believe that there will always be violence and war, that we humans are selfish and greedy and can never change. This is not the way, I think. Luckily, we have at last begun to understand that we really are in danger of destroying our environment and ourselves along with it. We are beginning to understand that the problems around the globe are linked. How? Well, an example would be a big African timber company logs a huge forest in Africa. It sells the wood, tropical hardwood, to several different countries. Everyone who buys the furniture will have contributed to the destruction of the forest, and the destruction of the forest contributes to the process of global warming. So you see, finally we know the kind of problems we have to solve, which is the first step on the road to finding solutions. As I have said, understanding what chimpanzees are like has made me realize that we humans are not so different from other animals as we used to think. What makes us most different is that we are we are far more clever than even the cleverest chimp, and we have words. We have a spoken language. We can tell stories about what happened a week or a year or decade ago. We can we can plan for the nature, and we can discuss things. One person's idea can grow and can change as other people contribute their ideas. Great ideas become greater problems are solved. I have great faith in a human species with our amazing brains. We have created amazing machines. We can do things today that we would have been considered absolutely impossible 100 years ago, like going to the moon or sending a fax or replacing a diseased bone in a living person with metal or plastic. Sadly, of our technology, while it may be good for us, is not so good for the environment. But now that we have begun to understand that wonderful inventions like refrigeration or air conditioning and many, many, many more actually release poisons that hurt the environment, we are starting to do something about the problem. We ought to be doing more, but at least we have made a start. My greatest hope lies in the fact that young people all around the world are not only aware of the problems but actually want to try to help solve them. And because the future of the planet lies in the hands of today's and tomorrow's youth, I decided I want to do my share of trying to help you to help the world. My way of helping it was to start Roots and Shoots. Maybe you have heard of it. Maybe you have already joined. It's very new. It began with one small group of high school students in Dar es Salaam in 1991. It only really got going in the United States and Europe in 1993. It is called Roots and Shoots because roots move gradually under the ground to make a firm foundation, and shoots seem small and weak, but to reach the light, they can break open brick walls. The brick walls are all the problems we have been talking about. The roots and shoots are you and your friends and young people all around the world. Hundreds and thousands of roots and shoots can solve the problems, change the world, and make it a better place to live.